Good morning. Today we will not be combining. We're up against it. We're waiting for some beans to ripen. We just got a bit of rain. So instead of really probably doing anything on combines, I am heading to the main yard. The disc has a pretty major frame crack. There's a section of frame that's completely cracked out all the way around. So I need to fix that. And then I think while we're in there, we may do a bit of cleaning. My truck is an absolute mess, and I think I'll have time to work on that 853A. So maybe we can get that kind of ready to hook up to a combine, because once we can go again, we have about 5 days worth of beans left, and then another 1,000 acres of sunflowers, and then we're done. So it's gonna be a change of pace. I'm excited to not sit in a cab all day. Let's see where it takes us. First thing, the main yard. I'm at the main yard now. Here's the disc. I'll show you the damage. Andrew is getting ready to head down to our place and start hauling wheat. We got 50,000 bushels that we have to get moved in the next 2 weeks, because when we start sunflower harvest, we need those 4 bins empty so that we can put sunnies in them. So he's going to be pretty busy on the hauling, and I mean, as long as we get a couple bins emptied, we can kind of work through it, fill those ones, haul still at the same time, that sort of thing. So it should work out all right. But yeah, I'm going to start on the disc now. I hate disc. Well, no, I don't want to say hate. I mean, they're good. This one, it's a disc, it's an old disc. The bearings bother me. Bearings going out, it's a pain, because then you gotta take apart a whole gang just to change one bearing. So I would love something new that they're on individual bearings, but it is what it is. This thing's cheap and paid for and doesn't cost a whole lot of money to run on our acres. But it just takes more work. And that's really where farming is. Do you want to do the work, or do you want to pay the money? And we're kind of in between. But this whole piece of wing frame, obviously I've fixed it before. You can see my beautiful welds here, completely cracked. So this time we're going to fix it properly. Well, and I think I did fix it properly, but we're going to gusset it, add some strength on the sides. It's a pretty common problem. You can see I've done a little bit of work to a lot of them, and over the years my welding's gotten better, so the welds keep getting stronger as we go. One day they'll stop breaking, and they'll start breaking somewhere else. First thing on the list, prep. We're gonna grind it down, clean it up, V it out, get this crack completely welded in and filled up. And then we'll get on to gusseting and adding strength, because obviously that is a weak point, and welding it back up is not going to be a fix that will last. We're well on our way with prep. I usually start with a flap disc, clean up my edges, get a nice surface, then I'll come in here with a stone, we'll bevel out the crack, and then we'll start filling it back up. But I think this side, I'm gonna have to move these hydraulics, so I better climb up there, unhook them. I'll label which one's front and back so that I know for when it comes to putting it back on, and then we can keep going. It is starting to rain a bit more. If it gets bad enough, I will just put some tarps up and we'll build a little shelter, and we'll keep on going, because I am every single part of my own union. I'm the boss. I collect the dues, I make the rules, and I ain't putting a circle on the ground and counting raindrops, because if I don't get it done, it's not gonna get done. So we're just gonna keep on making progress. And for everyone concerned, which everyone's got their own approach, I will be taking this weekend off. So don't worry, I will get time for my family, and I am very much looking forward to it. We're just gonna get this done. I like to get ahead of it. I like to get stuff done, and then I can take some time off. I still always will make sure that I get some time off though. But it's just easier for me to relax when I know a little bit extra is done, or when we get back going, it'll be smoother. Okay, so I got the lines moved and rerouted, but I did realize that I needed them to be still hooked up because I'm gonna be moving, folding down, lifting, all that sort of stuff. So to do that, I have to have them up, because if that's disconnected, I can't lift my regular wheels. So we just got them out of the way but hooked up, and we'll continue on here. I'm getting comments of guys saying they want to see some of the repairs and that sort of thing, which is awesome, because I mean, right now it's harvest, so most of the time is seat time, and I feel like a lot of people enjoy that the most. That's when there's the most buzz and energy and people want to see the equipment. But you know, when it comes to, you know, not the go seasons, a lot of what I do is repairs, and I would love if you guys still want to watch and hang out, because I want to keep making videos. So love to hear it. Today we're getting a repair video. Hey, our truck's back. I think that means it's back in service, which is fantastic. And I do know you can adjust brakes. I am certified and got my, I don't know, whatever prefix on your license that says you can do it. I just didn't know. We've been harvesting it for a while, and they must have gone slightly out, and they do have automatic slacks, so they must just be a bit worn. So we'll get them next time. We've got things prepped out pretty well. Got right to the bottom. You can tell you're at the bottom when it starts getting blue and hot. You know you're getting thin. So I'm gonna take care of the bottom, because when you fold this down, this will be underneath. We'll get this all cleaned up. Well, we got it cleaned up. We're gonna get this welded in. I'm gonna do a bottom pass, then we'll grind out that bottom pass to make sure it's good and clean, because when you start pushing through, you know, sometimes the rust and whatever's on the inside comes through your weld. Weld it, grind it, weld it, then we'll gusset it, then we'll fold it down, and we'll do the sides and the top with it folded down, because then you got a nice downhill, like a nice vertical weld here. That'll weld up super nice, and we'll continue that way. But when you got cracks like this, if you're not cleaning them up, getting to the bottom and building it all the way up, you're not going to have a successful weld. And I really don't care how much I take off, because it's just going to get filled in. Typically, whenever I'm welding on a piece of equipment, I'm disconnecting the batteries, or like the grain cart is hooked up to our other tractor, I unhook the tractor. But I know I'm gonna have to move this around mid-weld, all that sort of stuff. And thankfully, it's an old tractor and I have 0 modules to worry about except for GPS. So we'll get in there and we'll just unplug the GPS system, but leave it so that the tractor can still run, because then I can still move things around and get onto it. But when you're welding on equipment, you wanna make sure anything with modules is unplug the modules or unplug the batteries. Just isolate the electrical system, because you don't want to cook something that gets expensive quick. We are in my little tent here, keeping the wind and rain out. I did first pass on the bottom here, ground it back, got any porosity out that came out, and now we'll build it up, and then we'll flap it down to level and add a gusset here. Seeing as how it's a disc and it's not a cosmetic job, it doesn't have to look nice. You know, if this was supposed to look nice, I would probably change the settings on the welder, get less spatter, do a few more nice little beads on it. But I mean, it's good. We'll flap it down. You won't even be able to tell where I welded once I flap it down, and then we'll get that gusset put on and then fold it out and do the rest of them. We are cutting out our gussets now. I always just go to the local metal supplier and buy their cutoffs. It's way cheaper. We torch this out. We got a point on it to distribute the load on the end, and then we cut our angle to meet the other gusset on the frame that's originally there. We'll get it cooled off, cleaned up, weld it on, then we'll fold this thing out and start on the top and the sides. I want us all to keep in mind the fact that I am not a professional welder. I'm a professional farmer who thinks he can weld. But this is kind of what I've learned about doing this on a bunch of older equipment. So here is the gusset I put in on the bottom. We'll fold it down, do the rest of them. But if you're going to be bracing and doing gussets, the last thing you want is to have a straight edge and then weld that straight edge, because that is now where your strength stops, and that will be a new point for cracking. You either put a straight piece of metal on there and don't weld the top where it's straight, just the sides, or you put a bit of a, you know, a radius or a point on it because that disperses the strength throughout, so it's not going to be a cracking point. We got pretty hot, we welded it on, doesn't look great, but it will be a lot stronger. Now let's fold it out. Got it all welded up, did our verticals. I think it turned out pretty well. Now we'll prep it, weld it in fully, and call me lazy, but I think we're only going to do a top and bottom one and leave the sides for gusseting. I think it'll be all right. We'll build these up though, clean them up, make it look good. It may not be the prettiest when it's all said and done, but it's going to be strong. So we got the sides all done. I'm not going to clean them up really. I don't see a point. But now we've got the top flap down, cleaned up. I always like to get a die grinder on all the little edges and stuff that I can't clean up properly, because worst thing you can have is dirt in your welds. And then we'll cut out another plate here. We'll point it on the end, tie it all in, and bring some of that strength in to where these are. Getting ready to do this top gusset. This one's going to face the other direction. We got our angle here, and then we'll tie it into here, which should work well because it's not welded here, so the strength should continue through. So I think that's what we're going to do, and then hopefully it doesn't break anymore, because I am not doing anything down there. I think this will disperse it out enough and tie it in here. These are one of those things that you can look at it and always find something that needs work. When I was welding up that cracked frame there, I found another crack here. Kevin found some studs and a bearing on a wheel that's no good, so we're getting it taken care of. I'll work on getting this crack done up, and then I'll quickly weld those studs on the wheel, because they're just spinning in there and you can't tighten them, so the wheel was a bit loose. So we'll make it keep going, but there's always something. This is the crack I found right there, and I could just have been lazy and not set it. I'm sure it would have worked for a while, but we'll pull this bolt out and put some more weld in there, call it good, I think. So I was doing a real nice job here, cleaning it up with the die grinder, making sure it's all good, and then I realized the crack runs all the way along here. So now we're just gonna get the not the cutoff wheel, the grinding stone, and we're just gonna make a huge cut right here all the way. And if we end up welding the frame to this, screw it, not too concerned. But that's what's gonna happen. We're just gonna make a huge groove here so we could build it all back up, because it's been welded before, but I don't think it was fixed properly. And if you don't get that whole crack cleaned up, just gonna happen again. Well, what I thought it was and what it actually is a lot worse. I just thought it was like a tiny little thing right here, but you just keep grinding away and it keeps traveling. That's the end though, so now we'll just fill it all up with weld the best we can. At this point, I would be very surprised if this doesn't crack again at this point. I think it's just not a great design. Weak spot there. I can't do much to reinforce it, and then it just builds. I'm really just buying us time here until the next time, and hopefully we get a few years out of it. So, I don't know. We'll just keep building it up, and we'll put a hefty amount on the edge on top as well once we fill that gap. And there we go. I think that's the last welding we're doing for today. Sure, it don't look perfect, but it's a lot stronger than it was, and will give us a bit more time out of it. So you can't win them all. And there we go. A day that I didn't honestly expect to be welding and doing that much to this disc, but the cracks, I mean, whatever you see, it's always worse than that. So I think that one main frame crack we got done up really well. I was actually looking at this other side and figured, I could probably do it the way they did it. They added a couple gussets and braces, which definitely helped, but I'm not doing it today. I'm going home. We'll see you guys on the next one. Have a good weekend, because I know I will.